Okay, this video we'll be looking at doing something called expanding brackets. It's pretty much we hand you something like this that has brackets, and your goal is to rewrite it in a way that doesn't have brackets. Might seem a bit random, a bit pointless, but I assure you, you'll see a little further down the track that sometimes you want brackets, sometimes you don't want brackets, and being able to switch between the two is super helpful. So how do we make sense of this? Well, as usual, we draw. So what's this 3 even doing? Well, we saw a couple of videos back that when we write two things stuck together with nothing in between, there's actually a multiplication hiding inside there. So it's really 3 times this guy in the bracket. So we better sort out the brackets first, as we always do. Hopefully by now, you recognize that 2x plus 4 can be drawn as 2 boxes of Smarties with an extra 4 outside. Then we need to take 3 lots of this, so we better create 3 copies of this green group here. And now all we're going to do is try and describe what we see in a different way. We're not going to change anything, we're just going to write it in a different way. So rather than group it like that, what we're going to do is keep all the boxes and Smarties separate. Then if we group all the boxes together, we see that we have 3 rows of 2 boxes, and that gives us 3 times 2, which is 6 boxes in total, and that's 6x. And if we group all the extra Smarties together, we see that we have 3 rows of 4 Smarties, giving us 12 Smarties in total. That's 3 times 4, and so there'll be a plus 12 out the end. And so the pattern here is that when, say, the number 3 gets multiplied by that whole bracket, we just got to make sure that the 3 gets to multiply by everyone in the bracket one at a time. So 3 got to multiply by 2x, and that gave us the 6x. And 3 also got to multiply by the 4, and that gave us the 12 out the end. So make sure when multiplying by the whole bracket, we're multiplying by everyone inside the bracket. Okay, and that's just a way to rewrite the same thing, just with the brackets pulled apart. So as usual, we'll continue by cutting the drawing out and trying with some trickier numbers like with negatives. Okay, so we just got to make sure the negative 5 gets to multiply with everyone inside that bracket. Okay, so because it's negative 5 times 7x, we'll be getting a negative result to begin with. 5 times 7 is 35, and the x tags along. Then the negative 5 also has to multiply with the negative 9. And we should know by now that 2 negatives multiply to a positive, and then 5 times 9 is 45. And we are done with this one. So final example here, the 2x needs to multiply with everyone inside that bracket, and so we'll start with multiplying the 3x. Now 2 times 3 gives you 6, then multiplying x by another copy of x gives you x squared. Next, the 2x has to multiply with the negative 8. And because we're multiplying by a negative, it's going to flip the result to a minus. Then we can just multiply, so 2 times 8 is 16, and the x tags along again. And we are done. Okay, because remember, we don't go further with anything like this because x squared and x itself are different objects, so there's no way to count them together. So that's what we mean by expanding brackets. It's just rewriting the same thing without the brackets, and we do that by making sure the guy outside the bracket gets to multiply by everything inside the bracket, and just do it one at a time. Okay, and so that's all for this one. Thanks for watching. See you around.